So hi there, Geoff Coughlin, editor Scale Modelling Now. So welcome to this inbox browser where we can take a look at this all new tool release from Airfix in September 2025. As you can see here, 72nd scale Westland Wessex HC.2. Always exciting to see new tools of much older kits, and this is not going to disappoint. I think this is a really nice release. So let's have a look at why I think that's the case. Well, I think firstly, if you just check out the overall moulding detail, it's exceptional. It's really good, really fine, crisp panel lines, as you can see here. All this lovely raised detail around the front end of the fuselage, and then moving on. Obviously, you've got necessarily we're moulded in plastic this time. You know, things like the grills, so you may find that you can replace those with photo etch, I'm sure, in due course if you really want to, but I think with a bit of careful painting and dry brushing they should come up all right. Nice separate undersides here. This is quite cleverly done, I think, in terms of the design, because it means that they can release other versions of the Wessex with, of course, all the different multiple bolt-ons, add-ons, little fitments that each type is, and each role that the Wessex performed in multiple air-on services seem to demonstrate lots and lots of variety between each of them. Internal seating, neat, you can see that there. Nice bulkhead, plenty of detail going on there, as you can see. What have we got here? Yeah, this is the nicely moulded wheels there, slightly weighted tyres. I think that's an excellent shout. Good seats for the crew, the air crew at the front. Going to need to add some little simple belts for those, and that's all you'll need. Probably the trickiest thing I see here is you've got the very obvious exhaust cans, one on each side of the forward fuselage. Of course, they're moulded in two parts, so that's going to need very careful gluing and prep. Ideally, somebody will release an etched, perhaps a turned brass or other etched parts to replace that. But I'm sure with a bit of careful effort you can get that so it looks like a complete circular can. Nice instrument panels here, you can see, with and without the dials. And then you've got other details for the airframe, which you can see here. One of the other neat features about this release is that you can finish your Wessex either with the rotor blades folded, stowed, or you can have them spread, whichever you choose. And of course, you've got the separate tail section here that you can fit into the appropriate position accordingly. And somewhere I did see that there was some hinge detail, which is actually on one of the parts, which I can't actually put my finger on there, but there we go. Not a nice touch. The drooped blades here, if you have them spread, or you've got the straight version if you want to have them stowed. Decal sheet, excellent quality decal sheet. Of course, you'd expect that, being Cartograph, which you can see over here. Decal there for the main instrument panel, which I see is, but they've chosen to mould in grey. Sometimes I've seen that as grey or dark, very dark grey, so you can make your choice with that. 3 options, and let's have a look at the options as we're at the back here. Option 3. XR500. This is quite a popular airframe. This, checking on the internet, I found all sorts of pictures of this, which is interesting. This one particular one was based in Royal Air Force Seccong in Hong Kong in 1978, which you can see there, grey green with the black undersides. Option B. This is an interesting option. Uruguayan Navy aircraft, very similar markings, it has to be said, to the RAF versions, or indeed, here we go, you've got a number 2 flying training school, RAF Shawbury, in 1995. So those are your 3 options. Plenty of information there on placement of the decals. And then if we just come inside the booklet, you can see here you've got all the classic layout to make it very clear what goes where, and of course when you've got options too, so you can decide how you want to play that. The references, paint references that is, are all from the Humbrol range, so you can either use those or you can find whatever alternatives you want. And here we go, here's an example here of that choice, either folded or spread tail rotor, and then all the other multiple bits and bobs, as you can see here. Good to see that you've got the option there for an open or closed
pilots and nav or co-pilot or whatever they call the KRF called the other crew member. In Wessex helicopters, that is. So you can either have them open or closed, which is useful, because if you have them open, then of course you better sit a little bit more on the inside, in which case I'd probably stick some belts in. I probably would anyway, to be honest. And then you've got the options for those blades that could be folded or not. So overall, I think this is an excellent release from Airfix, really welcome, it has to be said. Can't think of another decent 72nd scale at Wessex. Well, this is clearly the best that's ever been released. There's no doubt about that. Actually, I didn't mention the clear parts just briefly. I haven't taken them out of the bag, but having a good look at them, they are exceptionally clear, as you'd expect from the manufacturer. Really, really good. So that's a nice touch always. Okay, so there we go. That's a quick look at the 72nd scale Westland Wessex HC.2 from Airfix. New release, all new tool in September 2025.